All right, cool. So yeah, man. You can go ahead and just kind of freeform what you want to say about the program, your experience, how you felt during the program, how you feel afterwards, receiving anything you want to share to anyone who's watching this.
Gotcha. So I think the uh, structure of the program makes it easy to get from A to B. Um, I found that the instructions were put together in a way that anybody can understand the process and the concepts. Um, I feel like I gained a lot of information or knowledge in general from the program, and I would uh, suggest anybody really, if they're interested in IT, to uh, take a look at this program.
All right. So, what was your situation or challenge before joining the AWS Cloud Engineer program?
Um, my situation was that I was working in IT mainly on the help desk for a few years, and I was kind of trying to find a way to get out of that loop, basically.
Okay.
Um, so I think that answers the question.
All right, cool. And so why did you choose this cloud engineer program over other options?
I chose this program because it seemed to start from uh, um, an easy level to catch on, and it seemed to ramp up and include a lot of information that I was interested in.
Okay, so based off of, my teaching method, me breaking things down, all the way to getting the skill, it was easily digestible, like able to understand and really get the skill, correct?
Yes,
Okay, gotcha. Um, and then how did the program help you achieve your goal of landing a remote AWS cloud engineer position?
the program helped me achieve my goal by, uh, like I said earlier, making it easy to understand how to uh, progress from the beginning to the end. I want to say specifically all of the interview prep and the notes and things of that nature in the course were great. They helped a lot, and it actually the teachings and information in the course helped me get a job.
Okay, so let's talk about that a little bit more. So when you say like the information, the course, like we have like different, sections of the program that you go through. Um, how do you feel like that information helped in terms of, articulating, the stuff on an interview or just even like the interview prep section? Like how did that help you? Like in terms of, maybe you like, the Terraform aspect of the SQL, like what exactly kind of, helped you the most in terms of like what was in the program?
I think the notes specifically helped a great deal. I still here and there go back and check some of those notes.
The notes in the one
The note,
what I provided, correct?
yes, that you provided. In addition to that, the projects and the tech challenges I was able to speak to in an interview setting specifically. So those things helped me literally in the interview.
So
Um,
do you feel like the notes is easily like I try to make it in a way where a fifth grader can understand? Do you feel like that goal was met where it's really easy to understand?
yes, I think anybody can understand how the notes were um, written out and put together.
Hmm.
In general, um, they kind of progress. So you start out with lower level IT fundamentals, and then you move into more complex uh, topics, basically.
And even the more complex topics, they're still broken down in the way where if you go through everything step by step, you'll be fine, right?
Exactly. I feel like I was able to do that pretty easily.
And then the projects and the tech challenges, how well were you able to, you know, the projects and tech challenges inside the program, how well were you able to articulate that on an interview and how did that contribute to you getting the offer letter?
Because of how the projects are structured, and the process in which uh, you submit the projects, uh, which is basically in like a Word document or document form, it allowed for me to specify like step by step what I did to complete the project. So in an interview setting, all I needed to do is think back, literally as I was going through the projects and the tech challenges, and I could speak to that while I was in the interview
Nice.
or in several interviews.
Nice. So you can literally go through the each like in the Google Doc that you submit, you can go back to that doc and maybe like, okay, I did this, and we'll still talk about that on the interview, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Nice, nice. So what skills or knowledge did you gain from the program that you didn't have before?
I learned a lot about DevOps practices, cloud engineering concepts, a lot of things that I hadn't yet delved into, especially AWS, and working programmatically from like Visual Studio Code to create resources and cloud platforms. That's something that I hadn't done previous to working through the course.
Okay. Nice. Um, and then so what was the biggest change in your life after securing the six-figure remote position?
Um, Tom basically of being able to move to a more, how can I put it, a better position, or uh, a a more valuable position.
Okay. More valuable position. So someone who's like, let's say they're like, going through, maybe they're working a lot, they're stressed, they have good money, but they just don't have that like that time freedom. Or, someone is just like, yo, I really am like curious. Like, what would you say to like where you are now, having the offer letter, working, you know, in the six-figure remote position in terms of time and money? Like, what would you say is that difference between where they are to like where you are right now in terms of like how you feel?
I would say it definitely puts you in a different mindset and allows for you to use that time that you've gained to do different things or other things instead of focusing on having to make ends meet.
Yeah. And like work and stuff like that, right?
Exactly.
All right. Um, and so where do you think we'd be now if you hadn't joined the program?
I feel like not having a guided process makes it more difficult to get to an end goal.
Mhm,
I spent a lot of time just researching um, projects
mhm.
in general. So probably uh, I would still be in a position where I was looking for projects and trying to basically get a better understanding of the route to take. So I think the structured way is in the way that you've put it in your course made it easier to get from where I started to my end goal.
Okay. It was funny because I was talking to a friend a while ago, and I believe in just paying for the blueprint. And he's just like, "Why would you pay if you can just research everything online? It's free." And I was like, "Yeah, that's true, but like, you gotta figure a lot of stuff out. You don't even know if this thing is the right thing to study. Like, it's like everything is just so all over the place, as opposed to having a blueprint. You do this, you do this, you do this, you get the results." And I pretty much have that saying, like, you don't pay for information because you can get information for free, but you pay for the results. So in terms of like that saying, like, how do you feel? Like, how do you feel? How true do you think that is?
I would agree. I think that's exactly how it works. And uh, like I said, previous to starting the course, I was in that position where I was just constantly looking for the next thing that I thought might work. And I hadn't made any progress in moving toward a cloud engineering position.
Okay. So let's say like you're like, let's have fun a little bit. Let's say like you're speaking to your past self, and in that past self is like, hey, I just want to look for free stuff. I don't want to pay. From where you are now, what would you try to tell your past self or convince um of like what you know now in terms of like paying for not for information but for the results, what would you tell that your past self?
I would tell myself, don't waste time looking for random videos, uh, and to jump on this course basically so that I can shorten the time to my end goal.
Nice. Okay. So you can start making a lot more money quicker, right?
Exactly.
Because like your past self would not be making the money you're making and would still going through the like the heartaches or like I gotta figure I don't even know like or you probably would give a lot of people they give up, right?
Definitely. It's hard. It's hard to continuously go on that cycle. Um, and I do feel like the structured course allows for you to uh, complete it at some point, and I was able to do it um, in a short period of time.
Mhm. Like going from like, okay, I'm gonna look at free videos. You don't even know where the end goal is, as opposed to a structured program. You know exactly where you are, the progress, where you at, and like what you need to do to complete and have the skill set to get the results you want.
Exactly, and the checklists and quizzes and things of that nature in the course provide that.
Okay, nice, nice. Um, so like, how do you feel like the support in terms of the program was the community is the support? Like, how do you feel like that added value to your success?
There's a definite community. When I came across certain issues, I was able to work with other, uh, co- let's say, cohort members uh, to work through problems. I've also helped some of my cohort members when they got stuck. In general, I feel like everybody pretty much came together to work through the process in varying stages, right? Because everybody may start at a different time or something to that effect, but uh, everyone came together to help make sure that the other members of the cohort were able to get through um, the issues. In addition to that, learning the value of working through problems on your own and getting all of the um, getting to a place where you've exhausted your resources on your own before reaching out, and that part is invaluable. It puts you in a position uh, to show your value in the next stage that you're in, basically.
Okay, nice, nice. And even go through that process of like figuring out on your own, like even that alone is so valuable because interview questions is they'll ask you, hey, tell me a time where you've had a problem and what you did to solve it. And you can literally talk about that experience that you had with the program. Um
Exactly.
and literally I got an offer letter just like that from, one of my third offer letters that I got that was 6 figures. But yeah, man. So in terms of this, the last question, but what would you say to someone who's considering joining the AWS Cloud Engineer program, but is unsure?
I would say instead of finding yourself in tutorial limbo, definitely jump on this course, um, stick to it, get through all of the projects, and make sure you study the notes. Try and understand context as much as possible, and by the end, you'll be able to do plenty of things that you didn't know how to previous to starting the course, basically.
Okay. So you're telling them, hey, join the course, but why should they join? Right,
Uh,
why do you think they should join?
I would say because I know I've been successful, but others in the cohort have also been able to get great jobs after going through this course and freeing up their time. Uh, and I think it's a great investment.
Okay. So based off what the investment is, do you think that, you and other people got their money back times, I don't know how much, oh, it's so much more, but do you think it's valuable in terms of what they would pay for this program?
Absolutely,
Okay. So
absolutely.
they make their money back. And do you feel like you're making more money and working less in terms of like the jobs that's out there with cloud engineering or DevOps or even just your experience?
Yes.
Nice. Okay. So cool. Um, you pretty much answered all the questions. That was a really good interview.
Appreciate you.